Hey, this is Sri Vishwanath here, and welcome to episode number 46 of the Ask Sri Vishwanath Vedanta. In today's video, we'll speak about the secret to love yourself. And today's question comes from Suzanne from Colorado. She says, I have very low self confidence and believe that life has to be hard. I'm not enough. I don't deserve the best. I simply can't love myself. Loving yourself is the greatest skill on planet Earth. In fact, that's your real nature. Whenever someone uses the word love, whenever someone loves, it's actually people are liking and disliking. Most love is like and dislike. Because love, you can only love the self. That's why it's yourself, self. Only the self can be loved, and that self is the I, the Atman. I am the Atman, resident in the inner self of all being. This is the first thing we got to learn. Because when you can only love yourself when you love God, which is the Atman. See, all of the times we are liking and disliking. So what's happening? The I. You have to love the I, the pure I, which is the Atman, which is God. So when you love God, you love yourself. Whenever someone loves, it's the I is mixed with false visualization. So it's like it then at some point gets into a like and dislike. Because when you love yourself, there is no differences. See, God loves those who love themselves, who love the self. It is so powerful. And so this is the first lesson that Krishna teaches to Arjun, which is you have to love your Atman. Because when you love this, there's no differences. You can then pass this on to your mind, to your intellect and all. So loving yourself is the most beautiful communication. It's the internal communication. See, when you learn to communicate with yourself, with your Atman, that's the most beautiful thing. Because here's what will happen when you learn to communicate with yourself. You will not hurt yourself. All the hurt that is happening everywhere in the world is because you're hurting yourself first, which is you're not loving your Atman, and so the thought, the feeling, experience, or whatever damn thing that is getting in the way. So when you love yourself, you stop hurting yourself. And so that's how the whole magic happens. You can pass this on. So you will notice that we have got many internal communication channels. So how do you love yourself? So here's the thing. The Atman, everything begins with a sound. So from where does the sound come from? From avidya, false visualization. There's Atman and then there's false visualization. Which is so I plus false visualization. So the first beginning of creation is sound. So from then the sound comes. So sound is your vehicle of communication. Words, then sound becomes words. Then the knowledge organs, you can see, sight, touch, taste, smell. Then it becomes thoughts. Then it becomes feelings, the intellect. Then it becomes your memory. So all these, throughout the day from morning to night, you're traveling to the sound, to the word, to thought, to intellect, to memory. That's all you're traveling. And at every point, you are facing obstacles or hurting yourself if you're in trouble. And when good times, it's a smooth path. So this internal communication is completely distorted. And when you love yourself, the whole thing, all these thoughts, feelings, intellect, everything works beautifully. So there's a lot at stake because the whole world is yours when you learn to love yourself. Even if this takes time, it is worth it. So how do we begin? On the top of the Atman is the Antakarana. On that, the Avidya is the false visualization. Then that is transformed to sound. So first is you got to, singing is the easy way. Because what we do is we're always using sound and words. So first is We pass that self, the Atman, to this sound and word. So it's singing Ram songs, Krishna song. What happens when you sing? You're bringing the Atman, the Satchidananda out. So here's how it is. Vishuddham Param Satchidananda Rupam Gunadhara Madhara Yenam Varenyam Mahantam Vihantam Gunantam Gunantam Sukantam Swayam Rama Rama Prapatti Vishuddham Param Sat Chidananda Rupam. Your body is a musical instrument, and from what is there inside in the Atman? Satchitananda. Satchitananda is not like verbal talk, it's real. Chit is the knowledge. What is knowledge? It can light the dark areas. It can light up your avidya and burn it. Krishna says, just as fire burns everything to ashes, the fire of knowledge of Brahman destroys. It removes the effects to fructify. What is avidya doing? It's becoming a karma. The seed is growing bigger, 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 bigger. So when you take the name of God, Ishvara, so what are you doing here? You are nurturing the Satchidananda, you are bringing it out, you're expressing it out. So your body is like a musical instrument. Vishuddham Param Satchidananda Rupam. So when you're singing, it's like, you're hitting the chords of the Atman. And what comes out? Satchitananda comes out. It's a beautiful song. This is, it's a very long, it's got 30 paragraphs. I sing that every day. It's called Rama Bhujanga Stotra, where it's like you become Ram. So all the essence of Ram, which is Satchitananda. What is this whole idea that the Satchitananda, which is in the Atman, is your personality, and you can damn bring that out. Where? In your sound, in your word, in your thought, in your feeling. That's your job. So you can do it. And by including the image of Krishna, Rama, Ishvara, you're doing Vishuddham Param Satchidananda Rupam Gunadhara Madhara Yenam Varenyam Mahantam Vibantam Guhantam Gunantam Sukantam Swayam Dhamma Rama Prapatti Shivam Nityamekam Vibhum Tarakakyam Sukakara Makara Shunyam Sumanyam Mahesham Kalesham Suresham Paresham Naresham Nirisham Mahesham Prapatti. You're communicating with the Atman through this song. Fastest way. See, any song, whatever you like, of which is a song of Krishna, Ram, or whatever God you worship. Because you're loving yourself. See, you're communicating. The I, that is communicating with the Atman. I is communicating with I. That is what is this loving yourself. And what is liking and all? The I plus false realization is committing. So you can never hurt. I can never hurt I. I can never hate I. I can never suffer itself. Whenever when you say, oh, I'm suffering, all that you're doing is I plus false visualization is suffering. I can never suffer. It's not possible. So, without knowing what is I, without communicating I with the Atman, whenever we say I and say, I am suffering, I like this. No, I can neither suffer nor does I like, nor does I like dislike. It's I plus false visualization. And that is fine. You can do whatever you want. But that's why we get into trouble. I is pure. Nothing touches it. Him, the weapons cannot cut, fire cannot burn, water cannot wet. So, you should make it your goal to love yourself. Krishna says, towards all the beings, I am the same. I hate none nor hold anyone dear. Those who worship me with devotion live in me and I in them. Worship. Worship. I has to worship I. The I is worshipping the Atman. That is the greatest thing. Ramakrishna used to take flowers and put it on his own head. Because you, the Atman in you, is the highest existence in the world. Vishuddham param satchidananda rupam gunadhara madhara yenam varenyam. That's how you fall in love with yourself. All right, more of that. So if you want to fall in love with yourself and destroy all the obstacles, go to www.magicofgod.com, magicofgod.com, to love yourself, stop hurting yourself, and get good in abundance. Thanks, and God bless.